name's Sarah Thomas, and I'm an ice cream lady and writer, and I run Kingston Gelato. It's a plant-based, dairy-free gelato shop on the Moray coast. In Scotland, obviously, sorry. In Scotland. So northeast, still on the coast, in between Lossiemouth and Buckie. I moved to London when I was quite young. I was originally from a medium-sized town. When I first left, I was like, I'm never living somewhere so small again. But I love London, learnt a lot there, did a lot of writing courses. I knew I wanted to be a storyteller, but I had no idea how to do it or how to start. But I was in the right place for that at the time. And then I got a bit older and Brexit happened and all the love went out of living in London. So moved to Scotland. In 2021, we finally got an opportunity to move to Aberdeen, which I loved. It's a friendly city. I don't know why it gets so much bad press. And then we stumbled across Kingston. I was working a really boring job, like 40 hours a week. It was killing me, just total creative desert. And I knew I had to do something different, but obviously I need to earn some money to pay my bills. So then the ice cream idea came up. And we found this place, Kingston, by accident and just fell in love with it. It's nice, it's sweet, the beach is here, the birds sing all morning. And then we had this space, like the shack you see behind me. There's a shack with a sign on it in front of me as well, which you probably can't see. And I just thought, right, I've got this space, I've got all these ideas, what should I do? And the shack behind me was like a worm-ridden, falling apart, asbestos-roofed building. So that took a lot of work, but I had the space, you know. And then one hot day last February, I was walking my dogs back from the lean, which is behind me. And it was a hot day. I was like, what do I do? What can I do? I need a business. I need to work for myself. I need to make my own decisions. I just can't accept this world of mediocrity that the office can be sometimes. And yeah, hot day, I was like, ice cream, that's it. I've been searching, should I do a cafe, coffee, should I do some kind of weird mail order stuff? No, it was ice cream. That was the way I could move forward and run my own business and still do my creative stuff in the morning. I don't want to work with animal products. I mean, there's all this complexity around it anyway with health and safety. So I can't really open a cafe, and there's loads of cafes around here. But ice cream, there's quite a strong vegan and dairy-free industry out there. There's a great place in Austria called Veganista. There's companies, Bo's Gelato. There's people doing it already, so it is possible. So I spent probably 6 months experimenting with different flavors, learning how to make it, learning what worked, what didn't, eating a lot of ice cream from other places, and realizing I could do just as good a job with the right qualities, right ingredients. And gelato rather than ice cream. So there's an ice cream place in Focker's, it's quite famous. There's one in Buckie, and they're all called ice cream. I thought I have to do something different. So that's where Kingston Gelato, the name came from. So I'd enrolled in some Italian gelato courses, and the difference is the fat content between ice cream and gelato. There's a lot more fat in ice cream, and so there's a lot more focus on the flavour in gelato. And that's something I noticed with dairy products actually. Sometimes they all just taste of cream. They're not letting their flavours like their mango shine. So that's an opportunity for me to make something amazing for vegans, for dairy-free folk, and for ice cream lovers in general, foodies, Moray foodies. I couldn't really afford to enjoy it properly. I think if you're not from somewhere, it's a young person's game, a city. So I don't know how you feel about this. You still live there. And then there's Brexit. I just felt like I was on the wrong side living in England. I know it's quite an entitled position to be able to go and move about as we please, but yeah, I just feel, you just that feeling that you're on the wrong side and that you're complicit in something, even though obviously, no, we did not vote to leave Brexit. Why would you do something like that? And the unleashing of hostility and stuff, I just didn't really recognise it, even though none of that was directed to me. Still felt like the magic was over, really, for me. And it's all about magic, isn't it? I think. Well, I'm still half in Aberdeen, but here it's just peaceful. And the birds, I can hear the birds sing all day. My wayward dog too, who's a rescue dog, is completely chilled here. Aberdeen freaks him out. This morning on my dog walk, I spoke to 4 or 5 different people. All the reasons I hated living in a small town originally when I was younger. I'm kind of enjoying up here. I don't know yet, which is fine. It's a good lesson in life, isn't it, not to know where you're going all the time. I can do. I was just bored, like bored frigid in the office. I don't know if burnt out's the right word because I think that indicates some stress level, right? And the stress was having really boring stuff to do. 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, it's too much to be bored, don't you think? And to not make your own decisions. I mean, that was the first thing when I left my job. I'm like, I need to make a decision of my own right now, not be told. I think one of my bosses said, what does it matter what you're doing if you're doing boring work? You're being paid. I'm like, this is the problem. This is your view of the life. This is not my view of life. We should have autonomy, like the lucky people that do have autonomy about where they can go, where they live, where they can move, what to think, that we should do it. And I know how entitled I feel. Like my grandfather and my father like spent their whole life in a job that they hated. But if it's not necessary, why do it? Big thing when I thought, right, I need to hasten my exit plan was a very boring workshop. There was about 40 people in that room, and the only reason any of us were there was that one manager needed to hold a workshop to complete his KPIs. I was like, wow, you just don't give a shit, do you? Making decisions that impact all of us. Every step you can take to scale it back a little bit. Question your wants, question your desires, really question when you don't get something you want. Why are you entitled to get that? What does it matter? Does it really matter, these buying decisions that you're making? What does matter? And you can make these decisions like every hour of your day, can't you? They're like small steps towards freedom. To spend my time the way I want to spend my time. Because everything else comes under that. Like the ability to tell stories, where to take your stories, giving yourself permission to do the storytelling. Everything falls under that ability to make your own decisions. Well, you've inspired me this week because I just submitted my novel off to an agent this morning, and I know it's something to do with you being here and your books. So I think the people, like, seek out people. We met online. It sounds weird, but I'd never met you before I emailed you or tweeted or whatever. So they're out there. People inspire me a lot. Stories. Like I exist really comfortably in a fictional world, whether it's one I've made or like my favorite stories, or I could just sit there and just think about the characters and the scenarios and how I'd change things. Bird song, green nature, sea, lots of things, right? Yeah, my big thing is not having all the answers. Don't wait for all the answers to get started. Don't feel like you have to open a whole ice cream shop. Just try a flavour, try a story, try a radio station, and get comfortable, not knowing the answers. And reach out to people and make your own decisions about what you want to be inspired by. Like, you don't need someone to shout on Instagram about a bit of, a compliment. Take your compliments, have your victories quietly sometimes. Just, it doesn't have to be big or epic or to be magical. Just enjoy that time with yourself, I suppose. It's a big kind of fingers up to, I guess, people who don't like vegans or dairy-free or people who don't want to change things. I find it really frustrating. Why do the same thing? Like, why not just try something different? That's a bit of advice. Get comfortable trying different things. Because I think I was going on to you the other day about all the chicken shops in Aberdeen and the betting shops. Like, come on, can't someone just do something different? I will support that, definitely. And I know it takes more than one person. But yeah, everything is a form of resistance, right? Turning off the radio, stop using Twitter. A good friend of mine stopped buying any products from America, which includes Microsoft. It's been really hard, his email, but he's done it. There's like thousands of ways we can resist. I guess, yeah, maybe. Like, I wrote a play about female resistance heroes in this metaphysical boat, which I will finish one day. Definitely come over. I'm getting a doorbell tomorrow, so you don't need to see me in the shack, just buzz the door. I've got amazing flavours. I did an amazing flavour yesterday, which is coconut with toasted coconut and chocolate. It's just divine, sublime, yeah.